Good morning, West Point City Church kids. Happy Easter! We hope you've had a wonderful morning so far. You guys, what do you think?
We had the best Easter egg hunt. Yeah.
Where did you find some eggs?
Near the toilet.
Oh.
Right in the toilet, Mum.
Thank goodness. I just wanted to jump on quickly and just tell you guys the story about Easter using our resurrection eggs. So usually we would go through these in creche at the moment, but because we don't have church, so we'll do it now. And in our kids packs, some of the creche kids, you also got your own little resurrection egg with all the things in it. And for the bigger kids, they got theirs like this. So you can follow along with us if you want to. I just want to show you quickly as well, our kids have already finished their Easter egg baskets and our chatter boxes, and Emmy even did her bookmark as well. Okay, let's get into our story. So this is a story about Jesus, and the things in the eggs represent different parts of the story, just to help us remind the different things, to remind us about the different things that happened. So in our first egg, we have the donkey. Oh, and I love this part of the story because the disciples listened to Jesus, and he told them to go and find him a donkey. And they could have been thinking, what? I can't just steal a donkey. But he said, if anyone comes to you and says, what are you doing with my donkey? Just say that the Lord needs the donkey, and that they'll let you go. And Jackson, when Jesus was riding on the donkey through the city, what were people doing?
They were putting their clothes under him and leaves.
Yeah, and they were waving branches, weren't they? And what was that to show? They were showing respect to the king, because they believed that he was their king. Fantastic. Okay, our next egg. Oh, I hear something shaking. Oh, I see some silver coins. Oh no. What was the disciple's name that wanted the coins? His name was Judas. And he said to the people that wanted to capture Jesus, he said, if you give me 30 silver pieces, I will show you where Jesus is. Okay? So he obviously wasn't doing the right thing. No. Yeah, a little bit sad. Okay, in our purple egg, we've got, a cup. So, a very nice cup. So before Jesus was on the cross, he had his last supper with his disciples. He had his 12 disciples with him, his 12 closest friends, and he had dinner with them, and he broke bread, and he had a cup of wine, and he said that this was going to be his blood. Now, it's not real blood, obviously, but when we do communion in church, it's a symbol for us to remember what he did for us on the cross. Okay, what do you think comes next? After he had the meal with his disciples, he said, come, we need to go and pray. Because Jesus knew what was going to happen. He knew what was coming. And he was getting a little bit, he was thinking about what was going to happen, and he wasn't really happy about it, was he? Because imagine, you know what's going to happen, and you'd be thinking, oh, does this really have to happen? I really don't want this to happen. So he said, my friends, will you come with me into the garden, and we'll go and pray. And he did, and he prayed, and he prayed, and he prayed. So I love that with the praying hands. And then when he was in the garden, that's when Judas came over and kissed him on the cheek, and that's when the soldiers knew this is the guy that we need to arrest. And they did. They came and they arrested him and they took him away. And now we've got a whip. What was the whip? They did, didn't they? So Pilate said that Jesus was to be flogged, and it wasn't a very nice part of the story. And then our next one. Now, this one wasn't in the kiddies packs, but this was the rooster. And one of Jesus' disciples, Peter, he said, even though all this bad stuff is happening, Jesus, I will never ever deny you. And Jesus said, yeah, you will. And when the rooster crows 3 times, you're going to know that you did deny me 3 times. And he said, no, of course I won't. And then when you're afraid, sometimes we do things that we didn't think that we were going to do. And in the end he did. He denied him 3 times, and when the rooster crowed, he realised what he had done and he started to cry. But the great thing about that part is that no matter what we do, even if we deny Jesus, you know, we can always come back to him and ask for forgiveness. Okay, the next one is our crown of thorns. So because people were calling Jesus their king, the people who were whipping him and who had arrested him, they thought, well, you know, we're going to treat you like a king. You think you're a king, we'll treat you like a king. And they took some thorns and they made it into a crown, and then they pushed it onto his head.
Pushed it on?
Yeah, they did. Okay, this is our cross. This is the nails. Found the nails. So the nails. So now it's getting to the real, you know, the crux of the story. This is, the sad bit of the story. This is the part where Jesus was nailed on the cross, okay? And they took him up onto a hill, and he had 2 people next to him. And it's because he loves us so much, and that's what I love about the cross. It symbolises his love for me, because he did all of that because he loves me so much. And that's why, even though the cross is a little bit sad, it can remind me of the good times as well. The next part is the... You guys got the spear?
Yeah, I do.
So when he was dying on the cross, the soldiers came, and then they put the spear into his side as well. Now, in your story, you guys have the dice. Now, I don't have the dice in my resurrection eggs, but the dice was just to remind us that when Jesus was dying on the cross, the soldiers were playing games because they thought it was funny. So they were playing games and they were trying to win his clothes. Alright? Yeah. No, that was the soldiers. And then in this one we've got a linen cloth. And I love this part of the story because after Jesus had died, one of his disciples called Joseph asked if he could have Jesus' body, because he wanted to wrap his body and still show respect and still treat him like his king. Okay? So he came and he got Jesus' body, and then he wrapped him up, and then they put him in the tomb. And in here, something a bit heavy. For me it's not heavy, it's our stone. So when Jesus was put into the grave, then they rolled a huge stone in front of it. They had to get special soldiers who were super duper strong to roll it in front of the grave.
That's how heavy it was.
Yeah, exactly. So now the tomb is shut with this massive rock in front of it, and there's also guards guarding it as well, because they thought that some people were going to try to steal his body and pretend that he had risen, because he's meant to rise again. So they thought, oh, it's not going to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to put soldiers in front of it. And Emmy, what's in the last one? Nothing. So that's right at the end of our story, when Jesus rose again, isn't it? And that's why I like our Easter eggs as well, because when you bite into an Easter egg, they are hollow inside. So even our Easter eggs can remind us that Jesus is risen. So after 3 days he rose again. And I love the part in the story where it says that the soldiers fainted because there was an angel, and they'd obviously never seen an angel before, and they just fainted.
Yeah, I love that bit too.
Okay, so that's our Easter story. That's about how Jesus died, and then after 3 days he rose again. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and I hope you did it with us.